I'm going to show you how to set up AI co-founders in Let's Group AI Venture Factory. To enter your AI co-founders, you first need to go to the AI co-founders tab in your sidebar menu. From there, you'll be prompted to either pay in to the Let's Group co-founders wallet, which uses our Let's Group system key, or to purchase the Bring Your Own Key add-on. The easiest way to get started with co-founders is to top up your co-founders billing wallet. The minimum you can pay into it is $5, with the maximum being $500. You pay for your top-up through Stripe. In Stripe, you can provide your payment method in the form here. Once you complete it, you'll be charged the top-up amount and be able to work from there. Once you've completed your co-founders wallet top-up, you'll now be able to use your co-founders. To set up co-founders, there's a few routes. You can use our easy setup assistant. You can use an existing template that we have designed with useful starter co-founder agents to work with. Or you can, if you feel comfortable, hire manually, creating a co-founder from scratch and determining how you would like it to work. But the simplest way is to use the setup assistant. From here, we can tell it some very simple requests like view my venture, propose a suitable team to get us started on the road to funding. When you send that, your venture will take the opportunity, the setup assistant will take the opportunity to think for a little bit. The setup assistant is built to review your entire venture, all information you have provided, and anything you've done in VentureFactory. Along with that, it will produce and generate useful potential co-founder agents and a co-founder team for you to accept or decline. As a result, the thinking process can take a while. The setup assistant is now complete. It has generated a full team for us, identifying that we are at pre-seed day one with a solo founder and without anything generated in the platform. It tells us why it's produced this team, and finally, shows us the team it has produced. It is suggested we put in place a chief of staff, an investor readiness lead, a head of product, a head of growth and revenue, and a head of legal and compliance. All of the lesser co-founder agents, the head of product, the head of growth and revenue, and the head of legal and compliance, are set up to report to the chief of staff co-founder agent. I can accept or reject this team, and along with it, the startup assistant has suggested some triggers that will automatically cause my co-founder agents to do work for me. One of the triggers suggested is a weekly investor readiness briefing, which will happen at 8 a.m. every Monday in London time, producing a concise weekly investor readiness briefing for me, summarizing progress across product, growth, and legal. We can now accept this team and find them. Here, for my final approval, I can go into Maria, the Chief of Staff and Investor Readiness Lead, and understand a bit more about how she's been set up. I can see that she has free agents reporting to her, and that she has 17 tools worth of capability. The tools are managed in the settings and describe what things she can do in the VentureFactory. I can say that I would like her to be able to create venture assets and update her to have that tool use. Additionally, I can change the name, the role, the model that they are based off of, their individual agent monthly budget, and the overall system prompt that explains to them what they do. Finally, I can look over my triggers. Here, we have 4 pre-generated triggers for us, but let's say I wanted to make a brand new one. I can name the trigger whatever I like, set it to trigger any of my existing agents, and choose what kind of trigger I would like. A schedule trigger is fairly straightforward. It's something that will occur at a certain time or on a certain day consistently. In this case, we could specify that it should happen at 9 a.m. on a Monday in the UTC time zone. An event trigger occurs when something happens. For instance, a product task being created, a product task having a status changed, adding a financial transaction to VentureFactory, receiving feedback from my product, adding a venture asset, or completing a step in the Innovate framework. I can also be clear that this trigger should only fire when these events are caused by myself or any other human in my team at any time, including produced by this agent or produced by anything except for this particular agent, which prevents the agents from getting into consistent loops where they get triggered by products created by themselves. Finally, I can provide the instruction that I want the agent to follow through on when this trigger fires. Please review the latest step completed. Finally, there is a condition trigger. This happens when certain things reach certain values. In this case, I could say I want something to fire when my backlog tasks reach more than 50, and I want them to sort my backlog tasks and provide a summary of them. This will then all create a trigger when I hit the create trigger button. With all of this, your co-founders can now work autonomously. If you get confused by anything else, you can always return to the Startup Assistant to ask it to help you create new co-founders or explain other triggers you could create, and you can go to the user guide. Thank you.